Way past the 54-hour that Rand Water disrupted water to allow for maintenance on a pipe, but some very angry people are still without water. eNCA reporter Silindelo Masikane is visiting some of the affected areas, and she joins us now live. Silindelo, you're with some residents, and I heard a little earlier some of them shouting about not being cared about. What are they telling you at the moment, and tell us exactly where you are?
Well, I find myself in Crown Gardens, just outside the reservoir for the area that supplies many of the residents with water, but hasn't done so for a number of days now. And like you've said, I think angry is quite an understatement. We got here and residents are fuming. They are demanding water supply, and they're demanding it now. I'm joined by a number of them. In fact, earlier on, you'd remember we're in Winchester, which is a neighboring neighborhood that's also supplied by this particular tower. I know the ward councillor is here, but I'd like to speak to just one or two residents before I get to the ward councillor.
He's a DA candidate, so I think let's leave him out. Thank you very much.
Okay, so Adam, you've been nominated to speak on behalf of the community.
He's not been nominated, sorry. You can't go and use a political party nomination, please.
Okay, can I allow you to speak?
He's a political party, okay?
But can I allow you to speak and then allow him to speak and anyone else to speak? Is that okay?
Okay,
let's start with the lady. Okay, ma'am, you're a resident in Crown Gardens. You haven't had water. How's this affecting you and your family?
Not only me and my family, it's affecting every single household here between Winchester, Crown Gardens and Robertsham. And as the guy on across from me has been doing 3 readings. The first reading was done this morning and it was 1.09. Am I correct?
0.009.
And the second reading?
1.8 and 0.72.
Right. Then we got a call. Our councillor called Etienne. Etienne told us at 9:45 that in an hour's time it would be 1.5. 1.5. An hour later we went in there, still not at 1.5.
Yeah.
We were told by midday today we're going to have water. We are sitting at
11 o'clock.
11:05.
Yeah.
Now we tell the different story.
Yeah.
We are not going to move. We want our water on today. We are sitting with a 15 billion rand tower, too, and it's not even working.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've been suffering for the last 4 days, and today is the last. 6 days. Today we want our water on, as promised by Etienne and the other guy. And it is 12 o'clock, and 12 o'clock we want our water on.
All right,
At this rate, it's going to be. At this rate, it seems that we will not have water by Tuesday or Wednesday next week. That's the rate at which lies are coming out from the tower, from everybody there. It seems that we will not have water by Tuesday, Wednesday next week, and this is unacceptable. We are appealing to all the residents to come here and close this area off. We will close the whole of Robertsham off. We will close freeways off, and we will make sure that we will bring this area to a standstill. Yes. We will bring this area to a standstill for the inefficiency and incompetence of everybody involved with the situation. People's lives are not, we are being breached, a constitutional right is being breached with no water, and this is unacceptable. So people need to take accountable from Wednesday, Thursday. This is the first day that people are taking it serious. We haven't had councillors here that's come here on Wednesday and Thursday and demanding that we get the water. It's only today, because the residents have come out, that people have decided to come here and decided to listen to the people. Okay. This is bullshit.
Can I say something?
Okay.
See, our constitution clearly states, and under our constitution, chapter 2, Bill of Rights, 27, subsection 1, B.
Yes.
Sufficient food and water.
Yes.
Water, please.
Okay.
Y'all have deprived us, y'all have impeached our constitutional rights of water. And I think everyone in the council should be held accountable for this disaster. Because our constitution has now been impeached, which is against the law. If not, we will all form a forum here and we will go to the Constitutional Court. We will get a lawyer free of charge, and we will charge the council for infringing our constitutional rights.
Before you go to the council and the gentleman, because the gentleman is from Randwood, where is the courtesy of a Jojo?
Yes.
Because many other places now they've got water. They know which areas don't have water. Just if they can have them planted here, that we don't have to be running around, We've been buying water, and it's starting to now become even expensive. Thanks.
Okay,
we also want to make this point very clear.
Okay, can I just
want to make this point clear, that schools have closed in this area during this very critical period of exams. And if the Minister of Education, the MEC for Education, and the President himself, and all the political parties who were making all false promises to the people, they need to be here to come and see the damage they've done to the Education Department in this area. This is bullshit. We want all political parties to come here, all of them, from the President to the Steenhuisers and to the Malemas, and all of them must come here, and they must come and answer to the community here as to why schools are closed and why children are being deprived of water, and what are they going to do about it. And not tomorrow. If they don't come here today, this area will be in danger. I am saying this, and they can take me, put me in prison. But I'm telling you, Mr. President, Mr. Steenhuisen, come today, not tomorrow.
MEC for water.
Okay. I think I have one point. Okay, 1 point. Please come closer, sir. What do you want to say?
I want to tell the community that for this month, we're not going to pay our rates and taxes.
Everybody.
Agreed. All right.
And we must hold it off from the council until we got water.
All right, is that what you want to say, sir?
MEC for water.
Water is. Okay, we'll ask that question. Ma'am, are you the ward councillor here in Crown Gardens?
I'm the ward councillor.
You're the ward councillor. What's been your engagement with Joburg Water as well as Rand Water?
Okay, we've had numerous eNCA encounters with Joburg Water. We've asked them instantly what is the plan for alternative water supplies. We were told that it was going to be a 50% reduction. We did very well on the first 2 days. We had no interruptions, and then suddenly it went dry. And then we got told that the Aikenhof pump station wasn't pumping at capacity. They upped the capacity, and they were going to pump to the Meerdale reservoir, and then we would be fed from there. As it currently stands, we are being fed from the system, but it's not filling up fast enough. We have got readings now. We've gone and done manual readings because the readings which we're looking at is set at different heights. But I'll let somebody else also speak on to that. Okay. But we have been in, okay, the JoJo's, remember that it was a big outage originally, and there isn't enough JoJo's and enough water tankers. That is the problem. But there's a water tanker just across the road now, currently, so everybody standing there can go there now.
We're not moving. We are not moving anywhere. We're going nowhere, people. We are here until water comes back today.
All right, Masako, you can tell that people are very angry. We have some residents that are they've got placards. They are saying that they're not going to move from this reservoir until their water supply is restored. We've spoken to the ward councillor, who says that water tankers have arrived in order to give some residents relief, but they're saying that it's unacceptable that these two twin towers, these reservoirs, are still not pumping enough water to be able to have water restored. I know we spoke to Rand Water a little bit earlier on. I think that Bytes is available. Can we just take a listen to what Rand Water's response has been?
I must say that, yes, in terms of the 54-hour implementation of that augmentation project, it has gone well. But unfortunately, around that time, there was soaring temperatures, that really did not play ball. Immediately after we finished, consumption was very, very, very high. And remember, during the implementation of that project, we had to reduce the flow of water in those pipelines so that our people can be able to work. Remember, it was a mammoth task. They had to cut that big pipe. They had to weld. So it was a mammoth task. So we had to reduce the flow of water. So in the process, the pipelines were filled with air, and there wasn't much going into our systems. I'm talking about the reservoirs. So that led to us finding it difficult to raise the water levels because the high-lying areas were struggling, whereas the low-lying areas were receiving water. So the project went well. It was a short, I'll say, short pain, but a long-term gain because we augmented the raw water which would be purified at our Vereeniging water treatment plant.
Okay. So, Slee, the councillor says they were fine on Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, water started to run out. So that means today is day 4, and I can see the man behind you is still very livid at the situation. What are they saying they've been able to do, really, in the past 4 days to try and make a plan in terms of getting water?
You know, people have been trying to make alternative arrangements, Masiko, in terms of using their swimming pools, water from swimming pools to flush their toilets, buying water. But you can see that the frustration is just boiling over. People have had enough. There are residents who are saying that water should be restored by later this afternoon. This particular resident right now is trying to appeal to the residents to say that water will be restored. People's emotions are quite high. People are angry. Myself, you can understand water is life. We use it on a daily basis to keep up our hygiene, to cook. And in this particular area, which is one of those high-lying areas here in Johannesburg, they haven't had water for days now. And they are frustrated, and they've gathered outside this reservoir, which is supposed to supply the areas with water. And they're saying that they're not going to move until their water is restored. I understand this. One of the residents wants to say something and address the community. Let's take a listen to what he has to say. Sir, what is it that you want to say to the residents? Do you live here in Crown Gardens?
Robert Sham. I've been inside the offices of the meters. I've checked 3 readings, and it hasn't moved significantly. The readings the last time was on 0.82. That was for the sump. The other 2 towers was at 0.09, and the other one was at 0.18, and that is the readings we've been getting constantly. Right, so now the gentleman here besides me says there's manual readings on the top of the hill there that they went to do. So now we have been here since this morning, and not once did anybody indicate to me that the readings are there. So for me to go there and to verify, once again they took one person, this gentleman, with the councillors, and the so-called technical guy to go up there to read it. There were not 2 sets of residents there to verify and corroborate what is the actual ground. That gentleman was with me, this gentleman was with me, and that youngster over there was with me to do the readings. But as from now, the readings remain of what I've seen inside that station. I have not been to see the manual readings as they appear there at the back on the reservoir. Thank you.
Because it's a national key point, everybody cannot go. But as eNCA, if you want to go physically, we can do the reading. You can double check. You can put it on camera. The reading is 1.5. I promise you that now on national TV.
So you're saying at Hoppers to the residents? You're saying at Hoppers to the residents will have water today?
We've been promised by Joburg Water, rainwater, that there will be water in our taps by 2:30 this afternoon.
But it was 12:30.
Okay, Masiko, as you can hear, lots of promises that have been made. Ma'am, are you a councillor? Which ward? And what do you have to say?
I'm Councillor Rashida Landis from Ward 55, the neighbouring councillor. My residents are also affected by the same issues. I just want to clarify something. The readings inside that little room there is not the actual water level. That is the tower levels. We went up to the reservoir now. That is where the water is coming in. And it is at 1.5 now currently. And they are going to open that pumps now so the water feeds through. That is why they promise us now that we will have water by 2:30, and I will hold them to their word for 2:30. I will test out on. I will personally come back here and check if the water flow has come through. But I also want to say I am highly and terribly disgusted in the way this whole operation went. Joburg Water, Rand Water didn't keep us up to date. They've been feeding us information which we fed through to the community, and we as a council has been seen to be giving wrong information and lies. But we fed information through that we got directly from them.
Okay, all right, thank you, ma'am. All right, I think that's where we can leave it for now, Masiko. We will monitor the situation. As you've heard, some big promises that have been made in terms of the officials on the ground here from Joburg and Rand Water, and residents saying that they're not going to move from this reservoir until they see some water running through their taps.
All right, Silindelo Masikane in Crown Gardens. maintenance. Let's leave it there for now. Of course, very upset residents. I don't think South Africans get angry, that angry rather, about load shedding, but water really is something that you need on a daily basis.